everyone, it is Liam Catterson here with another episode of Once Upon a Time with episode 7 of season 5. A season that I know quite a few people have expressed excitement over, and so far it's been pretty ace. So I'm excited to see what's going to happen in this episode, especially after a great episode last time around where we had, I guess, the unofficial sequel to Brave. No, it was just really great to have a bit of exploration into Merida's character, as well as the fact that we had Merida and Belle team up. But also in present day times, it seems like we're going to be encountering Nimue, as Merlin did suggest to everyone that she will be very fundamental in terms of helping Emma out at the minute. So I am really looking forward to seeing where things will go with this episode. So with that said, let's get into episode 7 of Once Upon a Time Season 5. Let's go.
That's a gift from the gods.
We're hardly worth noticing, the gods.
Or trap.
The gods could do worse.
But if you don't want any...
And that's why we don't get too overzealous, people. Oh my god. Thanks to the... Oh my god, he's tearing up. Oh, that's so cool, though. Shame about the fact that he can't undust his friend, but...
Now, getting the partial sword from Arthur won't be easy.
As long as you're looking at the future, any hints on how?
Well, the future isn't exact. There are many parts.
Of course there are. You're willing to send us behind enemy lines, but when it comes to specifics, everything's a little fuzzy, isn't it?
Hook?
I can't really blame him.
I'll try and pass through again in spring. I want to see them in bloom.
He's just gonna be like, there you go.
Wait.
Bro really hit the fast forward button.
I was seeing Rumpelstiltskin like a voice in my head. I just got rid of him. And now you want me to let another one in?
Yes. And not just anyone. This is the first Dark One, the original.
You
The
might
one from
say.
whom all the evil that followed was born.
Will we win?
Well, I
I
hope
see
so.
two paths for our
Otherwise,
journey. On one, you resist
once
the
it's going to
darkness
be
and
interesting.
you succeed. Of the most powerful Dark One ever.
Oh. Oh.
No pressure.
She's just like, you got this. Does she though? Because we are edging closer to that mid-season finale, and something happened to Merlin.
For you.
Wow. You know, maybe Merlin could make the
I
rings,
don't want this moment to get lost.
distribute
in an
them
endless
against the
sea of
men,
time.
the dwarves, the elves.
Come. We'll make the preparations.
In before Merlin is Sauron.
Take off this bloody cuff.
For all we know, this leads to the guards' quarters. We make it out safe.
That could
with
be
the
a
sword,
mine.
Then we'll talk. Mary Margaret, how do you feel about guard duty?
Oh, I'd be delighted. We'll chat, have plenty of pregnancy tips.
Good Lord. So wasn't bringing myself. All right, everyone. Let's get this sword.
David steps on a mine.
Do not.
Buddy, you gotta get help.
Throw this on any stranger you see and bring me what's left of them.
You gotta fucking get help.
And it'll be nothing but teeth and bones.
It won't even be that! Because you're unhinged.
War now.
Over the horizon, the way we came. Hurry!
He's just a man. You could kill him with one magical word.
Yeah, power word kill.
Darkness will take root inside of me. Nothing. Nothing is worth risking that.
She's gonna take matters into her own hands. That's my gut feeling.
Selena?
Don't fall for it.
Selena, are you
Mary
okay?
Oh, now that you've shut up.
No rest for the wicked.
I wouldn't have bought it, but you know what? You do you, Mary Margaret.
Amazing.
This is so cool. Him forging oh my god. That is so freaking cool. I mean, can't, unless, like, can you heal her?
No. I'm sorry.
Heal? Unless it's because of the weapon.
No. You can see him too.
Yes. Power has its advantages. And it's not in him.
No. No, not Nimue. Holy fuck!
And we've lost everything.
Can't let her fall in that darkness, but she's gonna do it anyways. Enact on the first act of the Dark One. Because I was gonna say, he didn't exactly steal the light. Oh.
Nimue.
And that's how it was. Holy shit. So she could deprive him. Oh, Lord. We're getting quite a bit of lore here, and I'm loving it.
As sisters.
It makes sense. You killed the woman he loved because you killed the woman you used to be.
Exactly.
Why didn't you tell me?
I did tell you.
It's the whole Darth Vader shit.
The creature over there is the first.
I did tell you, from a certain point of view.
It's been a long time, Merlin. And you're doing this.
Because we are one and the same
Like,
now. All Dark Ones.
Rumple Dark
And we
One.
must destroy the threat to us. We must
With the
destroy
Force
Merlin.
choke.
And your loved ones.
Kill him! Don't go back to being nothing! I'm not nothing. I was never nothing. The power you have, I don't need.
Holy shit!
Now I am going to take.
You did it.
I did it.
How does it feel to take the right path?
Let's not get too complacent.
To be honest, Merlin, it feels damn good.
Oh.
Got it away from me.
She put you in the tree. She wore the mask then.
Yes.
The Dark One.
She took that mask from a man who did her great harm. It's easier to live with the darkness.
It's kind of like that reminder. Yeah.
Vengeance.
That darkness
I realized your heart was broken.
kind of channels you.
Fine. I prefer an even fight.
Oh boy. Oh boy.
You know, if you treated me fairly for once, maybe I wouldn't turn on you.
Yes, you would.
Maybe if you stop being an asshole.
Here we are. And by cookies, I mean that Artie here may have a shorter sword than a man would like, but it can control the world's greatest wizard.
That was an innuendo. Oh.
It's planned, but I like it. Happy to help.
That was an innuendo, though.
Arthur, please. You can't see a way out, but there is one you can start over.
Oh, no.
We've all... Merlin!
Henry, my God, he's growing up so fast. Sometimes I can hardly.
And he's
believe
just, yeah. God damn it, Zelina and Arthur are going to be the decisive factors for Emma to be the Dark One.
Around. Tell me how this was not a lie!
Because you will do that.
You're gonna be the very
doing it
thing
right now.
you swore to
We have
destroy.
what we need. The future is in your hands, Arthur. Give me the sword.
He's
We
not
can
gonna.
repair everything.
He's too naive.
No. Not everything.
Then there was a chance that you would use Excalibur to cut away the darkness. But now you can douse the light instead. We are proud of you.
Aww.
All of us.
They're like parents. Oh my Ooh. Welp. Oh boy, it's all going to hell. I love an optimistic ending. I love a really optimistic ending. Yeah. Very, very optimistic. Ugh. Well, this should be good though. Seeing what will come next now with, I guess a few more episodes left before, I guess, we go on to, I guess, the second half of this season. Still, it was very, very interesting, not just in terms of getting a bit of lore on us in regards to how Excalibur came into the world, really. It being a descendant of the Holy Grail. But also how things just went from bad to worse, I guess, with, I guess, the flashback territory, now that Arthur had control of Merlin, and you can kind of see how the pieces are starting to align in terms of Emma becoming the Dark Swan. Because we're going to hit that point maybe next episode, maybe episode... it's either the next episode or episode 9, but just when victory looked attainable, despair just has to kick us in the guts. There was some really, really neat bits of lore in this episode, though. I really, really loved how we got an explanation on how the dagger, well, how Excalibur came to be and how it derived from the Holy Grail. And not just that, though, but getting a bit of lore on Merlin himself and how he loved and lost Nimue, really. We know that Merlin has talked about the fact that he once loved. But we didn't exactly know how it all came about in terms of Nimue, I guess, turning to the dark side. There were quite a few, I guess, Star Wars moments in this episode. I mean, I feel like if you kind of think about it in a sense, then you know, kind of put 2 and 2 together in, you know, some episodes and whatnot. But there is that darkness, there is that susceptibility to falling to the dark side, based on vengeance and whatnot, and there is that greed as well because of the fact that she drank from the Holy Grail to kind of seek that immortality, but also she darkened her soul with that quest for vengeance, really. So, and that's what she got, and not just that though, but you know, you could really, I guess, grasp at the straws and think that, you know, the whole Dark One situation is very Sith-like, especially when you consider the rule of two, because of the fact that there can be no more, no less, and it's the same kind of with the Dark One because there can't be, I guess, 2 operating Dark Ones at the same time. So yeah, but. Yeah, it was very, very great to get a bit of lore into this. And yeah, you did feel so much for Merlin about the fact that, well, not just did he lose Nimue and he tried so hard to, I guess shorten his life, really, so he could be with Nimue, because that was a bit of a hindrance. And, you know, he was talking about the fact that he got to live on and she would die. It was giving me Doctor Who flashbacks as well, because of the fact that you had the Doctor in School Reunion mention to Rose about the fact that, you know, I don't age, I regenerate, but you wither and die. And... you know, immortality's always been a bit of a cursed subject because, yeah, the prospect of death being cut away is, you know, kind of, it is kind of, I guess, uplifting to know you can never worry about that. But at the same time, you've got to worry about the fact that not everyone you care and love about, they will have that immortality, and again, they will wither and die whilst you continue roaming the earth. So it's always been a case about it, how immortality can be a very, very cursed, a cursed ability, really, and well, that was the problem with Merlin, because of the fact that he had that situation where he loved someone who just didn't share the abilities that he had. So, and it just gets even more crushing when she decides to drink from the Holy Grail, but with his mannerisms and attitude, she wasn't on par with that. I mean, you look at the very beginning where he had that companion with him, and he went from the Holy Grail, and then he was very, very polite about the situation. He was like, "Can I please drink from this? I'm thirsty, please." He didn't say please, so technically he should have turned to dust. No, in all seriousness, manners, people, doesn't cost anything. No, it was, you could really see the differences in terms of attitude with Nimue and Merlin, and how Merlin was very, like, he wanted to use his abilities for the greater good, really. I mean, he gave life in the deserty area. He was able to help out people as well. And whereas Nimue, like, she was just burning with that idea of revenge, and she even foreshadowed it at the beginning, but it was so benevolent. But I guess immortality, you don't really need to worry about death as well, so you could really take the fight to Vortigern, and yeah, so, but I really liked how the Dark One came about as well, not just in terms of the immortality, like her drinking from the Grail, of course, that kind of corrupting her and whatnot. Especially with the Grail being turned into the into Excalibur, but also the fact that the appearance that Vortigern used, that became a symbol, really. So because that was how the Dark One was born, acting out on revenge, and it's kind of like branded, really. So well, for most of the Dark Ones, because we know that Rumpel didn't exactly done that, and neither does Emma. So but we saw kind of the crowd of Dark Ones, I guess, towards the end of the episode, and they all kind of had the same appearance, so one can assume that they were like, with the mask, they had the mask on like Nimue, so like Zozu, like, yeah, everyone who has adopted the Dark One, barring Emma and Rumpel. So yeah, but damn, that's a lot of Dark Ones to go through in the space of hundreds of years, really. So yeah, you just gotta think about it, because Rumpel had a very long tenure as the Dark One, obviously. And then you've got all these Dark Ones showing up applauding Emma. And I just really, really like the fact that some just didn't cut it. Like, they thought they could be the Dark One, but in actuality, they were the weakest link. So, yeah. But, yeah, I really loved a lot of the aspects about this episode. It was just really great to see so much exposition in regards to the Dark One and how, I guess, she came to be. So yeah, and this is the thing though, like, again, going with the whole corruption, like going to the dark side, you had Merlin basically go with the whole Obi-Wan situation when I thought you said Vader murdered and betrayed my father. He technically did from a certain point of view. So yeah, but it was very great to get that exposition about not just Merlin, but Emma as well, and just Excalibur, really, how it was forged. So, and I guess made into the dagger, that is pretty synonymous with this show. So, yeah, I really, really loved how everything came about, really, and how Merlin had to bound her, and how, again, like I said, you felt so bad for Merlin, but like, it wasn't just in terms of what happened to Nimue and that love that was there still. Even though Nimue's like, yeah, you're old news, but also now Arthur has bloody control of him. So another person that he feels like he failed in a sense, because there is that side of him that's like, I failed Nimue, and he failed Arthur. He said that himself. He tried to push him in the right direction, but again, like Nimue, there is that corruption. Of course, there is a bit of a difference, but there is still that corruption that Arthur has been consumed by. So yeah, and I do feel like, I don't know, with Merlin being under the control of Arthur, I feel like this is probably going to push Emma in, like, with the fact that we are like an episode, maybe 2 away from seeing how Emma becomes the Dark Swan. I feel like it's not as clear cut in terms of, okay, well, I don't know, Emma, the darkness got to, the ability to use the darkness, it got to a point where it consumed Emma. I feel like Merlin is gonna ask for Emma to put him out of his misery, because of the fact that Arthur now has a very, very dangerous like, especially with him teaming with Zelena as well, there is that danger now that he controls Merlin. So I feel like we're gonna have we're probably gonna have a Half-Blood Prince situation. Oh boy, I'm not gonna act so naive about that if that comes to fruition, because yeah, man, I still remember that moment where I was so naive during the Half-Blood Prince, and I was just a total clown at that moment. So yeah, but yeah, I think you get the reference. Yeah. Anyways, yeah, it was really, really good. And like I said, with the whole Zelena situation, yeah, that was... Like, Snow shouldn't have let her guard down. I was like, Snow, don't go. And I was just disappointed. You could just see the disappointment just course through my body during that moment. Because I'm like, don't fall for her bullshit. She was putting on a bloody... like, her performance... in terms of crying and whatnot, and you know, when Mary Margaret was like monitoring her, I guess it was on par with Chris Pine with Harry Styles. If you get the reference from that movie that they were promoting, and you have Harry Styles like, this movie feels like a movie, and you see Chris Pine's soul leave his body. Yeah, it was on par with that. Like, great performance, because how he didn't just lose his shit, I don't know. Anyways, no, that was a great performance from Zelena. But no, in all seriousness, like, I was just disappointed with Mary Margaret just being so naive, especially with the fact that she was condescending her as well. So, and then suddenly she just buys into her sympathy. So, yeah, but oh well. And it seems like now Zelena and Arthur in cahoots, especially with the fact that they concocted this kind of experiment to make sure that Merlin's name would be attached to, I guess, the most part of Excalibur. And like I said, it's gone to a point where Arthur, I mean, he was already dangerous, especially with his corrupted mindset. It's gotten more dangerous now because of the fact that now he has Merlin under his spell. So, but like I said, I feel like, especially with how dangerous Arthur is anyways, and I mean, you had that bloody cauldron that he ordered his men to like pour out on everyone, which would basically disintegrate them. So, I mean, that's unhinged itself. But now that he's working with Zelena, it's more dangerous. And now that he has Merlin's name on the majority of the sword, I feel like it's going to get to a point where Merlin is going to have to die. Like, he wants to die. So, yeah, but we'll just have to wait and see what happens. It's just all going down the toilet in terms of now we've got this partnership. He has Merlin under his control. It's very, very bleak, but we'll just have to wait and see what does happen. But no, pretty neat stuff this episode. Loved the exposition that we got with Excalibur, with Merlin, with quite a lot of things, as well as the Dark One as well, and how the Dark One came to be, really. So yeah, I really thought that this was a pretty neat episode. So yeah, but yeah, until then, I will see you guys next time. Hope you guys enjoyed this reaction. Check my videos on the right if you want to check out more of my content. You can also subscribe to my media feeds channel if you want to. Hope you guys enjoyed this reaction. Hope you guys take care, and I will see you guys next time. Toodles!